everything up. Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People, here with the fantastic Rashad, one half of Panther Nation podcast. Hey, I missed this guy. We've missed a few shows, undoubtedly because of me. But we're here today to do what we do is get you ready for the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got some stuff that we usually roll into. I'm not going to go out of order, even though I'm tempted to go out of order. That's how you know when you see good people, you just be ready to just like
Facts.
Dump it all on it. But we have a process to this. By the way, we are still trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed, you enjoy the content, please consider doing so. And you know the goal each and every Sunday, Super Chats. We try to get 5. Yes, I got on my gloves. It's not as cold, but they got
Chris,
a little cold.
It's not that cold out here, man.
Once they touch metal, they don't warm up. So I might take these off midway through the show. But big game today, man. I would definitely say the biggest in many years because of what we're trying to go for. We'd like to start with Rashad telling us about his walk-up to the stadium as we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What was that walk-up like? And hold on real quick. I'm sorry. By the way, you guys are our second ears, our producers, right? So if the sound is not right, too high, too low, let me know so we can adjust it, right? But Rashad, tell us about that walk-up to the stadium.
Yeah, the walk-up is pretty good. If you don't know or not familiar with the walk-up, I park about 2 blocks up the road, and I walk all the way to the stadium, and I get a nice observation of what the game feel is going to be like. Just because, you get to see other teams' jerseys, the visiting team is coming in. And I got to be honest, Chris, not a lot of Bucs fans out there. It seems to be heavily leaning Panthers, which is good. Obviously, we're at home, but you know how it is around these parts. We usually have some teams come take over the bank, but that is not going to be the case today. We do see a little bit of creamsicle, a little bit of that red, but for the most part, it is Panther blue and black because we were supposed to wear black, but it looks like Panther Nation doesn't listen very well. But I feel like I might want to be the only ones wearing all black, but we good. We're here.
Hey, I didn't even realize that, but I do have on. It's not all black. But my primary colors are black today with little fancy colors underneath. But I don't know my colors too well. But I don't know if it's a little bit of the holiday spirit. To me, it's just a little slow overall because they've let people in 5 minutes ago, or I guess about 10 minutes ago at this point. It didn't seem crazy crowded, but it's a big game, so I really would like to believe that a lot of Panthers fans are just gonna stroll in here a little bit right before the game as they're getting into the holiday mode, spending time with family, this, that, and the other. Rashad, one of the things I had in mind when I said I had so many things coming to mind was it's been a while since we've talked, right?
Yep.
And since we've talked, the Carolina Panthers have done their win a game, lose a game, win a huge game, lose a terrible game. What is your feelings about this team right now and how you've been feeling about the recent weeks about the play of the team?
Listen, and it's funny, I just had this conversation with a fan of my show. I walked up with him, met him at Starbucks, and we had this exact conversation. This team, I'm happy because this season, for what it's worth and what we've gone through, I'm happy with where we are. Like, we're going up, we're heading in the right direction, but it's also infuriating because you're losing the teams you shouldn't lose to, right? And you want to see this team make that playoff push, and it's right there in our grasp. We're so close. And nobody, and I speak for myself, I think I speak for the majority of Panther Nation.
For what it's worth and what we've gone,
expected us to be in the playoff hunt. But now that we're so close, the expectations have changed, right? And so I caution, I said this on my show, I caution Panther fans to let's not get too disappointed. If things don't go our way, remember where we came from. Remember last season and the season before that, and appreciate the progression. But at the same time, let's go out there and see what we can get. Let's see if we can get it done. It is very frustrating to see this team, win a big game, then go out and lose a game to the New Orleans Saints. It's infuriating. I was so mad watching that game last week. I just cut the show right off. I was so upset because we were right there. We could have won the division, but this team's we got to find some consistency. We got to be able to when we're playing a lesser team, we got to be able to beat the lesser team.
Yeah.
Right. This team is playing to the level of competition. When it's a big game, and it's time to get that W, you got the Rams coming into town. You got the Cowboys coming into town. They play up to it,
right?
And they play very well. But when you got the New Orleans Saints twice, and you get beat, you get swept by New Orleans Saints, a 4-win team. and they lose, it's unacceptable. And that goes to the coach, to me, right? The team is not prepared. The mindset is not right. And we'll get there. We'll get there one game at a time.
You know, it's kind of crazy that we are responsible for giving New Orleans half of their victories this season.
Yeah.
Half of their victories come against the Carolina Panthers. The other one against the Bucs, and I forget who that fourth one would be. I don't know if you know off the top of your head. Not too relevant for the moment, but we're going to go ahead and dive into this show for you guys today. Bear with me as we might go a little slow because I want to make sure I got everything right. And let's go ahead and start with the transactions that will get you guys up to date with where we stand right now for this team. We had a few transactions that took place yesterday. And let's get it up there on the screen. So, currently the Carolina Panthers activated guard Sadiq Charles from the practice squad. Again, we activated guard Sadiq Charles from the practice squad. That is done his second time being elevated from the practice squad. And a big reason for that will be Akeem Ikwanu, whether or not he's going to be able to go today. So we need some big bodies in there in case some guys go down or we have some troubles. You know, it's a physical game, violent game, and injuries can happen during the game. And then it is expected if Akeem can't go, which is what it looks like, that Yosh Nijman would start in his place. All right, so let's continue to go through this. We also activated linebacker Isaiah Simmons from the practice squad.
Why did you laugh?
Because I was about to say the completely wrong thing because my mind is all over the place. No other reason.
All right, because, you know, Isaiah Simmons, Clemson, we got some homers around us. That's what I thought you were laughing for. But
no, so I was about to say left guard.
Yeah, okay.
Why was I going to say left guard? It clearly says linebacker, yeah. So, you know.
I feel you.
I just try to be a pro sometimes to cover up my mistakes. We also activated Isaiah Simmons, which is what I was saying there, from the practice squad. His third time being elevated. So what does that mean, Rashad? Does that mean he's either going to be cut or?
Yeah, it means you have to sign him now to the active roster or he has to walk. But they're going to figure something out. I think Isaiah Simmons – listen, I know there are some guys that love Isaiah Simmons from his days at Clemson. A lot of folks around here want us to draft him. And he's here, and I think he's dealt with a lot throughout his career trying to find the right position for him. He's been a hybrid guy, much like Hassan Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to move him around, and it hasn't worked out. And I know there was an interview. I saw an interview floating around with him, and he talked about sticking to one position. And hopefully, you know, sometimes it just takes some time for it to click. And maybe Carolina is the home for him. Hopefully it works out for him because we need it. I mean, the pass rush here is not very good.
We don't have one.
Non-existent, completely non-existent. So it's not like we don't need the help. Hopefully he unlocks it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. And we hadn't got any super chats yet. But, hey, I know it's the holiday season, right? Might be a little tough. But in lieu of that, please continue to like this channel if you've already subscribed. That helps as well. Helps other Carolina Panther fans find out about this channel. So we'd appreciate if you could do that. Did I have one more comment about Isaiah?
No, but I also want to say, since you talked about super chats, we also need to get the likes up. I think it was 17 likes that I just saw. It's not enough. Let's get it to at least 100 likes. I don't know how many viewers we got at this time, but let's get the likes up. 100 likes minimum.
So the other part of Isaiah Simmons being elevated is that Trevin Wallace is out with that shoulder. So again, you need some depth there at that position, and kind of unrelated, but still related because we're talking about these guys being elevated because of injuries. David Moore did return to practice this week, was looking pretty good. He was healthy all week, but they decided not to elevate David Moore, so we will not have him out there today. You feel good about that? You care? You don't care? Minimal?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he's a solid depth player, but I'm excited about Coker. I'm excited about, even Leggett is turning the corner a little bit.
Is he?
Just a little bit. He had a nice catch. In the Saints game, it was kind of a Hail Mary type throw, but he caught it. Hopefully he continues to turn the corner. It's a slow bend. He's a slowly coming around the corner. But
give me 30 seconds on Leggett, right?
Yeah.
Is he a guy that's like at the end of the season you're officially on the bubble?
Yeah, I think everybody deserves 3 years. I think when you get drafted, you need the full 3 years before you can come up with.
You want to give him one more?
Yeah, I think he needs one more year. I think he needs one more year before you give him any kind of. You don't want to write anyone off too early. I think you give him 3 years. That third year, you make that determination. But the good news is you have a guy like Jalen Coker. You have T-Mac. So you kind of already have his quote-unquote replacements on the roster. I think you have to continue to build that depth in the wide receiver room. I'm I'm of the thought that you draft a wide receiver every single year, not in the top, right? At some point, you draft a wide receiver in the draft to continue to develop those guys. You can always find wide receivers in the draft, whether you get them in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, but continue to add to that room. But if he's not a part of it, then it is what it is. It's unfortunate because we spent the high pick on him. But, sometimes it just doesn't work out and hasn't clicked for him. But that does not mean that it's a bad coaching, because we've seen other wide receivers on the roster do well, like Jalen Coker and like T-Mac. They're showing up and doing well. But something just hasn't clicked with Leggett, and hopefully it does.
Coach, player, quarterback in terms of Leggett's issue?
I think it's player.
Player?
Yeah, I think it's player. I think some of it may be quarterback, but I think it's going to be player, because you can't look at Coker, an undrafted guy who's playing well, right? And then you also look at another guy that was taking the top 10 at T-Mac. They're playing exceptionally well. Then T-Mac's had some drops. That typically happens with wide receivers in their rookie years.
He's been having it every season.
Yeah, he's had a lot of drops. Yeah, he's had a lot of drops, and it's unfortunate. It really is. But I think that comes with the territory. I think every wide receiver has drops. He's had a lot of them, of course. But I give him a little bit of grace because he is a rookie, and everybody has drops. It happens. You know what I mean? So, but we've seen T-Mac at his best, and we've seen some bad from the good, bad, and the ugly with T-Mac. But I think eventually he'll clean that up, and he'll be fine. But to answer your question, XL is the player.
Okay. All right. So about these two teams today, Carolina enters this week at 7-7, 500 after a 20-17 loss in New Orleans. They did not do your boy justice on his 50th birthday. I was really thinking they'd break the trend for that, but they did not. Couldn't take advantage of the opportunity that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers gave them after losing to the Atlanta Falcons. After our good guy, I'm going to forget the kicker's name. Don't say it. Say it.
I don't know his name. I don't know the old.
I want to say Gonzalez, but that ain't it.
It's not the new. Yeah, I know their old.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm not even going to lie.
Forget his name. Terrible. But anyway, after the former Carolina Panther kicker kicked the game-winning field goal for the Atlanta Falcons to win in overtime, we thought we'd have that opportunity in New Orleans. We didn't capitalize on it. So both of these teams coming here at 7-7. That was a 29-28 loss by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And just for you guys that are nerds that want to know, why is Tampa above Carolina in the rankings? Well, it's because they had the same record overall. They had the same divisional record. So then it goes to opponents in common. So I forget right now off the top of my head, but I know they beat that. Man, do I just see a sniper on the roof? 2 snipers on the roof?
Yeah, they're usually up there. Yeah.
Wow, I have never seen that. And that reflection right there.
Yeah,
it looks like. Do you see him?
Yeah, I see him. I see him every game.
Good Lord. Okay.
Don't act up.
I'm a little thrown off because they look. There's anyway. Yeah, we didn't. What was I saying?
You were saying the tiebreaker. You were explaining the tiebreaker for the Bucs and the Panthers, and while we're both at 7-7, the Bucs are over us.
Right. So I don't remember them all, but San Francisco, Arizona, Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry, not Buffalo Bills. Might have been Buffalo Bills, but New England Patriots. Anyway, they have won more games than us. I think one of the ones I can certainly point out is they beat the Cardinals. We lost to the Cardinals, right? So there's one which should give you the read that the Tampa Bay Bucs are ahead of us. So the Carolina Panthers do control their own destiny, right? It's not as easy as it was last week, but essentially the easiest thing, and I like to go the easiest route because there's certainly more than one, right? You got to beat Tampa Bay today. Absolutely got to beat Tampa Bay today. And then you got to beat Tampa Bay the last game of the season.
Yep.
That's the simplest way to put it, right? Whether or not they'll beat the Seahawks, which are playing some really good ball, yes, they could, but this team could beat anybody. I've been saying that for weeks now.
Right.
Once they got their stuff together, you just don't know what kind of rhythm that they're going to have. But if they keep their current rhythm, that's all you have to ask for. We'll do it, right? We'll win today, we'll lose next week, and then we'll win in Tampa, and we will make the playoffs. So there you have it as far as the playoff scenarios for the Carolina Panthers. And now we're going to take a look back at some things from this week. But first, I'm going to make sure me and my partner can hear things. So we have been getting some super chats that I need to go back to. But first, me and my partner here are going to do an audio check so to make sure that we can hear stuff.
Throw it as hard as you want. Go on.
And
watching it zip away feels like it might just keep going, right? Nope. Here it comes. This thing's a total game changer. Throw it across park.
There we go. I can hear it now.
I can hear it when it comes in, but.
So the playoff scenarios, I think it's very interesting. like I said, we made it more difficult
Kids haven't
for
stopped
ourselves.
begging to play with it. No fancy setup, no frustration, just pure fun.
You can talk over.
Oh, and check the orange link below. Huge discount right now. Grab it before it's gone.
So I'll cut that off.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, just regarding the playoff scenarios, man, I think we definitely made it more difficult for ourselves. But like you said, if we keep that rhythm to win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, we should be on pace to control our own destiny and go to the playoffs. We definitely made it difficult for ourselves, unfortunately. And the Seahawks game really doesn't matter in the sense, we can lose that game or win it. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change anything. But it's also with the Bucs. Like, the Bucs have to play Miami next week, right? So if they lose another game as well outside of us, then we could take the lead as well. So it's going to be interesting. Canales got a little conundrum on his hands. We got to close strong.
Hey, and shouts out to, I believe his name is Bo. I met a guy walking up. He's actually a scout for the Miami Dolphins that's here at the game today. And it's kind of interesting once you really look at the whole picture of how football works and how big they are. Like, yeah, in case you guys didn't know, there's always seats in the press box for the upcoming team's opponents that we're playing. So
that's interesting.
They're able to sit in the press box, watch in real time what's going on, and make notes about what's going on and relay that back to the Dolphin staff and prepare to beat not prepare to beat because we don't. Who do they play next week?
They play the Dolphins.
Oh, they play the Bucs play the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Bucs
so that's why he's here today to watch for the Bucs side because we already played them. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look back. We're up to 194 watching. We're up to 59 likes. Right now we're going to take a look at we were talking about this team, how we win, how we lose. Dave Canales earlier this week spoke about his teams. Do they respond better after wins, or do they respond better after a loss and adversity?
Certainly the record would say to adversity and the way we've responded, and it does take a mentality and a mindset to be able to handle success well so that shows up consistently, and that's what we've been after. That's what we've been trying to capture, is how to just keep it going and just build off of the things, build off of successes and saying, let's find new lessons to learn. Let's not relearn lessons that we've already talked about and grown from. So we have another opportunity for that this week.
I'm gonna let you comment on that. I love Dave and all his words. I can use it a lot in my personal life, like to my kids. Let's make new mistakes this week, kids. Right?
Yeah.
My kids are pretty young, 2 and 4. They won't have that happen. By the way, I wish I had a chance to put it up there. It's gonna show you guys the most adorable video ever. I'll kind of describe it for you. Because we talk personally here at Charlotte Vibe, connect with our audience. So my daughter, she's 2. She loves her pacifier a little too much. But I don't know if it's like daddy power, but if I just make a face like I'm about to cry, she'll take it out her mouth, stick it into my mouth, and about immediately start to cry after she gives it to me. Like, dang.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But, yeah, Dave's your partner. He's the other half of Panther Nation podcast. But, Rashad, what do you think about Coach there saying, yeah, we do good, but it seems like we respond better after some adversity?
I mean, I think that's a natural instinct is to pick it up after you have a loss. But we got to find a way to get out of that. I mean, at some point, we got to get better. You got to be able to win consistently. And we just haven't seen that over the course of this season. So we got to do better. That's on Canales. It's on coaching. It's on the mentality of the team. They got to find a way to dig in and week out and be consistent and come every week instead of having to respond after a loss.
All right. And also we talked about, let's talk about the urgency of this game because it's important. If we lose today, it's pretty much over.
Yes.
I mean, is there any scenario we lose today and we're still in it?
I think you need help. I think you would need
Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, you would need some additional help. It makes it very difficult. So I do think after if we lose this game, it's basically over for all intents and purposes. But we got to go out there and get a dub, and they got to play hard. I have a weird feeling like I'm confident for some reason, right? I feel good about this game. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I do think the team is going to respond. The Bucs are a beatable team. They're not playing their best football. We've shown that we can play really, really, really good football when our heads are on straight. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let me share this with you guys on the screen here about this current matchup today and the Bucs and the Panthers. I should have said this earlier when I was talking about the record. So here we are at 7-7. With the Bucs at 7-7 and the Falcons at 5-9 and the Saints at 4-10. Man, looks like it's cut off here. But we have lost one game in a row. The Bucs have lost 2 in a row. But, I don't have it off the top of my head. But it seems like the Bucs probably have lost.
They lost a lot.
3 or 5.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, again, that's off the top of my head. They've not been they're not finishing strong at all. I like Dave Canales and a lot of his sayings, which one of them is I think it's do better longer.
Yeah.
In terms of make sure you play to the end of the game and have an opportunity to win. So that's going to be important that the Panthers do that. And I feel confident as well, just because of this team has been very consistently win every other game.
Yeah.
They lost a game last week. Guys do seem a little pissed off about it, even though Derek Brown's always interesting in his post-game press conference. He said, this is what this team does. Dave Canales spoke about the urgency that he's seen from his guys.
It's a focus. It's a seriousness, and we have fun. We really enjoy being around each other here, and the energy is right, but then there's also just like the subtle social cues where I can see this guy's locked in, and this guy's like, I can feel that, and every game should feel that way. But I don't want to certainly ignore, the game that we have in front of us, and I don't have to oversell the fact that this is a championship moment for the guys.
So Dave said he's going to have to sell the fact that it is a championship moment for the guys. Well, he shouldn't have to because it's obvious. You win today, and it's good things. Urgency. He spoke about it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll continue to move on here.
I mean, it's self-explanatory, man. Listen, you win or you go home, basically. It's a playoff atmosphere. It's a playoff scenario. Essentially, their playoffs start now. If you want to make it to the playoffs, your playoffs start 3 weeks prior. You got to win this game. You got to win all these games. Just close strong, and I think we have no choice.
All right, we had a super chat. Listen, we want to get 4 more. They can be as low as, I think, 99 cents, right? I don't care what the dollar amount is. We'd just like to get that involvement from you guys. If you're able to do so, great. If you're not able to, it's holiday time. I get it. But I always say, just hit the like button. Help us continue to have other Carolina Panther fans find out about the channel. From Cassia Ford, hopefully I did not butcher your name. What do you think is the most important factor, whether defense, well, I'm just going to admit whether, defense, offense, or coaching to get this win? What do you think is the most important? I'll go first. I'll try to go first. Most important, coaching, defense, offense. I'm going to say offense, and then I'm going to go to Bryce Young is where I'm going to go. Bryce actually last week in that loss to New Orleans Saints didn't have a bad game. Like bad, right? Didn't have like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? Certainly you're always going to have games where you wish he had a throwback. He could have done something. we talked about
T-Mac.
Teteroa, and there's a pass. And, shouts out to our photographer, Patrick Snyder, who had excellent photographs of everything that involved T-Mac last week. He had the photograph of the catch that wasn't a catch. That was excellent. He had photographs
that was a catch.
On the field, it was ruled not a catch.
I'm just saying, it wasn't a catch. It was a catch. Then it wasn't a catch. Then we're hearing NFL admits that it should have been a catch. So a lot of different things happening with that catch.
Yeah, and then he had great photographs of the catch that he dropped. That you could say
critical, critical drop.
Right,
critical drop.
Patrick will not be here today. This is the guy. He had to miss 2 games. He missed a game 2 weeks ago, missed a game today. But he has his son graduating in the military, so that's congratulations to you, Patrick. That's a good reason to not be here today. But, yeah, I'm going to go saying that I feel like I would have to say offense, and then I would have to say Bryce Young. If he's able to do what he needs to do, then this team should be in good standings to get things going. I just laugh at life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, you.
In regards to the question,
yeah.
I think it's coaching, man. I think everything boils down to coaching. I think we need to find a way to exploit the defense for the Bucs from an offensive perspective. I think you talked about Bryce, but I think a large part of our success is found on the ground. And if we can't run the football, this team is in trouble. It doesn't matter what game it is. If we cannot run the football consistently, we're in trouble. So we have to find a way. I know they got Vita Vea, and he's extremely tough to run against. But we have to find a way to get the run game going and get creative with it. So it's all on coaching to me. Because coaching is what's going to put Bryce Young in the best position to succeed or not, right? So it goes to me. It all goes back to Canales, and it goes to coaching on the defensive side of the football too. You talked about our offense last week. Now we can certainly talk about the defense last week because they were not very good at all. The secondary was all over the place, not very good at all. So we could talk about Evero. I'm the type of guy, I've been defending Evero basically all year. But there was no excuse for last week. Last week was abysmal. You let Tyler Shucks, I call him, basically carve you up, and that's not cool. So, I think defensively we have a ways to go. And to me, it all boils down to coaching. Now, this team knows you. Now figure it out, go out there, and you should have a game plan ready to go. And all we got to do is go out there and execute.
Just win.
Just win. Just win, baby.
All right, we got one more, then we're going to continue through the show. Got another super chat from Tyler Haley. Again, we only need 3 more super chats. If you guys are able to do so, we love your support. Big game, keep pounding. Man, there's some loud noises coming. No icky moments today. Would love to see some urgency. Hold on, guys. Are those noises? Am I just sensitive to hearing today? Because these noises are driving me crazy.
The siren?
Well, the guy's yelling to my
he's
side.
Keep pounding. He's keep pounding over there.
All right, here we go. So, big game, keep pounding. No icky moments today. Would love to see some urgency in 2 minutes drill today. This team actually, thanks for the super chat, Tyler. This team actually does well when they go hurry up. I mean, that's kind of part of Bryce's thing when he gets into that urgency mode, that win or lose or go home. So, I'm hoping. I don't know. Rashad, I kind of feel like we're going to play a good game from start to finish today.
I feel it. I feel it. I have that same feeling.
From start to finish?
I don't know. I just have a feeling. I have a good feeling about this game. They play. It seems like they play better at home too. I don't know what it is. But I have a weird feeling that this is going to be a good game across the board.
All right, and then the one more super chat. Not one more. We need 2 more. You guys are on a roll. I appreciate it. The NFL wants that last game to be prime time. I think we will win today. So let me also share this for you. For those that may not know, we're talking about the playoff scenarios, right? Obviously, if we don't win the division, we're not making the playoffs. That's the only way for the Carolina Panthers to get into the playoffs. And here's the good thing. When we do win our division, we will get a home game here in Charlotte. So regardless of how good or bad that record's going to be, obviously it's not going to be stellar at this point because we're 7-7 right now. But we will get a home game here in Charlotte, which will be a good thing. And I think they actually played on Monday nights during that first round.
I'm not sure.
Another reporter had told me that. But nevertheless, we would get a home game here in Charlotte.
I'll say this, too, in regards to potentially winning the division and getting a playoff spot. I think the Carolina Panthers are not a team you want to see in the playoffs. Like, they are so, weird. Like, the way they're playing, you don't know what you're going to get. Like, you could get the worst version of the Carolina Panthers ever in the playoffs because it is a primetime game. But you could also get the Carolina Panthers that beat the Rams. You get the Carolina Panthers that beat the Green Bay Packers. You can get that version of the Carolina Panthers. So it's one of those things like, man, do you really want to play the Carolina Panthers if they make it to the playoffs?
Definitely a team that goes all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Got one more clip that we're going to take a look back at the week, and that is on Bryce Young talking about his star rookie. Can we call him a star rookie? Teteroa?
Yeah. He's about to be a 1,000-yard receiver. So, yeah, I think he's a star rookie.
Here's Bryce on T-Mac and his recent dip in performance.
Yeah, just that's the league. Teams make adjustments. There's some stuff that, there's stuff that we all want back. There's stuff that, we all want. Obviously everyone to go and have success and have a career night every night. In the league, sometimes it's going to get spread out, but T-Mac's doing a great job. He's special. He's that's not changing. That's not going to change. Obviously, like you said, we'd love for everyone to be able to, everyone to score and everyone to have amazing yards every game. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that, but I have all the confidence in the world in him. I know as an organization, coach and staff, everyone knows who he is. And I'm a always execute the game plan. I'm a listen to what the coaches say and go about that. But I have all the confidence in the world in him.
And we're back.
Yeah, so just listen, I like what Bryce Young is saying about his fellow Cali Connect and T-Mac. Listen, it happens. Your rookies do hit that wall, and sometimes he's just got to overcome it. I think that T-Mac definitely, he's special. We know he's special. Even Steve Smith Sr. Admitted that he's special even after saying he wasn't that guy. So I think that T-Mac is definitely going through a little bit of a rookie, hit the rookie wall. But I think he'll get better. He just needs to stay at it, keep going, and Bryce needs to keep going to T-Mac. Like, you don't go away from him just because he's struggling. Get him more active. Get him some easy catches. That way he can get in the flow of the game. Everything doesn't have to be a deep pass to T-Mac. Like, get him on some slants. Get him a wide receiver screen just to get him going and integrate it into the game plan. That way he can get comfortable and start to, because he goes through long spurts of not getting any targets. So I think we just got to get him, and that goes back to coaching, right? Get T-Mac going throughout the game, because I can guarantee you Mike Evans is going to touch the football a lot. They are intentional about getting him the football, whether it be a quick slant or whatever. They're going to get him the football. And speaking of Mike Evans, it's going to be a tough. He's always going to be a tough matchup. I think he's a cheater. I think that T-Mac and him play very similar games in that they can draw pass interference penalties. They're very good at it. It's a skill, and T-Mac is A1 at it. He does a great job at drawing pass interference calls, and T-Mac had that early. We hadn't seen it in a while, but he does a great job also at drawing pass interference calls. And just I know they're going to go at Mike Evans heavily because he is he may miss that 1,000-yard mark, which would end his streak. He's done it 12 years in a row, and because he had some injuries, he may miss that 1,000-yard mark. But if he averages, this is a lot. If he averages 242 yards a game, 242. If he averages 242 yards a game, then he could keep that streak alive. So I think they're gonna try to feed him the football pretty heavily to keep that streak going. I mean, that's a pretty nice streak, and I would want that. If I'm Mike Evans, I want that streak to stay alive too. So I'm sure they're gonna go at him heavily.
Hey, I want to keep the streak alive. When this man speaks, action takes place. We're closing in on that 100 likes, 20 away, 277 watching. So let's continue to hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. We now have the inactives available today, so we're going to put that on the screen, and I'm going to share them with you. Inactives for the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No surprise here, but he's collecting a nice check. Hunter Renfrow is inactive. Linebacker Trevin Wallace with his shoulder injury. He was already listed as out. He's going to be out. Safety Damani Richardson, who is new to being on this list as a regular. He was not a regular on this list, but he is becoming a regular now. I think that's certainly 2 weeks in a row, maybe 2 out of 3. I know I'm starting to see his name on here. And he was a guy that was, a promising – I don't want to say a promising, but he was a really good rookie undrafted free agent last year that was playing well. And, again, now he's not – getting that much time. Give me a second to get that back up on the screen for you guys. Also, defensive tackle Jared Harrison Hunt. That name always throws me off. I feel like there's an R missing, but Jared Harrison Hunt. Left tackle Akeem Ikwanu is out, so we're going to talk about that. Tight end James Mitchell, and defensive tackle Turk Warden.
Bro, that's crazy.
A little bit of a laugh probably on his part as well, because this guy got hurt last Saturday doing a walk-around, tripping over another player. And he's now missing 2 games.
Because he tripped over somebody?
And hurt a hamstring.
That is crazy to me, bro. I'll never understand how that happened. That is insane to be out 2 weeks because you tripped over someone and pulled a hamstring. I mean,
before getting on the plane,
that's beyond
New Orleans.
That's beyond me, man. That is incredible. That's got to be the most freak injury I've ever seen in the in Carolina Panthers history.
Yeah.
2 weeks out.
Yeah,
because you tripped over somebody.
Any comments on those inactives for today?
Yeah, man.
Kind of touched on them already.
Yeah. Icky being out is tough. He's been playing okay. He had a rough out last week. But he's been playing pretty well. But Yash. I know we saw Yash play a couple of weeks. I think he was replacing Moulton, though. So he's going back to the left side, which is going to be interesting. I don't know where he fares better. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough out. The Bucs defense isn't – they're solid. The Bucs defense is solid, especially against the run. I know we're going to be hurting against the run because Icky is a better run blocker than he is in pass protection. And so I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one. That's a tough one.
All right. And then we also have I'm singing. Wow. Sometimes you'll forget you're alive, right? Let's talk about the inactive reports for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I need my glasses, but I'm going to try to work through it. Their quarterback, Connor Bazelak. Okay. Backup quarterback's out. Tight end, Devin Culp. guard Elijah Klein, wide receiver Sterling Shepard, linebacker Anthony Walker, defensive lineman Elijah Simmons, and then safety Rashad Wisdom. Those are your
spelled
inactives.
The same too.
It is spelled exactly the same.
Yeah,
those are your two inactives for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here facing the Carolina Panthers. So let's go ahead and move along, Rashad. I think we're going to go and look at the rankings for each team, offensively and defensively.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get that up. Come on screen. Oh, actually, let's get these super chats, and then we'll go to the top 10s for each side, and then we'll get on out of here. So, some big super chats for the holiday spirit. Let's go over here, check these out. Click on the right button, Chris. Scroll up a little bit, and I think we're going to have here. No, we already got that one. So, she came back with another super chat. So, and I like this. Anybody that comes back with a super chat so I can correctly pronounce their name, salute to you, because that is a power move right there that I'm going to respect. And I'm even going to give you a little extra sound effect here with the applause. So it's Kiss what? Did I say
Keziah.
Ashley's looking at me like, by the way, Ashley's about to come on here, so she can grab her headphones whenever she's ready. Keziah, but no worries, man. I agree. I think coaching has lacked at times and play calling. Love Canales, though. I think he should just call his style. Fun fact, I just made Luke Kuechly a knife. Okay, so what kind of knife? That is
That's
a fun
cool.
fact.
I want a knife, too. Make me a knife.
That's an interesting fact. But, I give one of the big reasons I love Canales, I feel like he's a young guy that continues to learn, right? I feel like he learns – and he's not stubborn about changing what he thinks should be something to something else. So he's now a year and 3 quarters into coaching, right? And I think that's a good trait to have. You look at Coach Ron Rivera, and when he became Riverboat Ron, that took him quite a long time just to make a change on, going for it on fourth down kind of things, right? And that changed the trajectory of this team significantly. And you look at this, as you think about just the fourth down thing, you look at how much Dave Canales uses that, right? He uses it a lot, knowing that he needs to get every opportunity that he can for his team and learn from it. So I think I've been liking Dave quite a bit, and hopefully he's going to be around for a while, keep this team on the right winning culture. And let's go to the other super chat. And again, Keziah, thanks to my man Rashad. I can say that properly. Thank you so much for your support. It helps quite a bit. And then we got a super chat from JTS2232. Do you think Canales needs to step back next year from play calling and focus on overall coaching? I heard a little sigh from a partner here, so I'm going to let him.
I mean, no, I think, listen, I've been the guy that has been saying, hey, let's get an offensive-minded coach in here. And when you get an offensive-minded coach, they're not going to give up play calling. Like, he has his protege under him. I do think Canales can become a better coach in a situational coach. Oftentimes there are some things where you can, all right, Canales, come on, we can do better there. Or sometimes he overthinks play calls, or sometimes he's doing a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And so I feel like no, he doesn't need to give up play calling unless you get an elite play caller. And then if you get an elite play caller, that play call is going to get plucked to another team as well. So keep him allowing him to play call plays.
There you go. We're going to make some adjustments here as we have our guest Ashley Stroline joining us today. Sure. She is we're lucky to have her because sometimes she's on ESPN, sometimes she's flying across the country covering NBA, but today she is.
I'm happy to be back. Happy to be here with you.
Yeah.
I'm actually have a flight after this game to get to another game, but we're focused on the Panthers for the time being.
Wow.
So,
wow. Yeah. NBA or NFL? Probably NBA, right?
College football. Bowl season. I go to Boca and then Detroit. So
nice.
I got a little bit of sunshine and a whole lot of cold, but we'll take it. So.
All right. I just had to turn you up there a little bit. So we're talking about Coach Canales and giving up play calling. I don't feel like he's not. He actually already said that Brad – I forget exactly how I said it, but he said, Brad will get his opportunity someplace else to call plays when he grows and gets plucked out of here, but he's not going to have that opportunity here in Carolina. So I don't think he needs to give it up, but it's just the fact that, again, he's still getting used to a lot of being a head coach and all the responsibilities and all the intricacies of that. So he'll get better, and he has been getting better. So thank you for that super chat. And we got one more super chat we're going to go through, which is, man, Brandon, I'm going to need my glasses for this one. But it says, keep up the good work. Both of the losses to the Saints were disappointing, but I still feel like we're moving in the right direction. We can win against anyone. We just need to figure out how to lock in and be consistent.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well said.
You just never know, right? Cardiac cats for a reason. I feel like that since I moved to Charlotte, that's what I've heard about this team, and somehow it still stays true, like, to this day. So which version of the team of the Cats are you going to get today? Hopefully it's a bounce back win after a disappointing loss last weekend.
Yeah, we need heart surgery. I'm
yeah.
I'm tired.
We're overdue.
I'm tired of this. We've been dealing with the Cardiac Cats for a long time. It's time to get some consistency around here.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at the offensive rankings for these two teams right here. Again, let's see. We'll start at the top. We're focused first on the Carolina Panthers and top 10 rushing offense, which has kind of been – we haven't been rushing the ball too well lately, right?
Nah. It's the teams have adjusted. You know, that's what happens in the NFL. Teams are – if you're very good at something, teams are going to stop it. And so we got to find a way to get better.
Any quick thoughts on that?
On the run game?
Like what to do to get – I feel like maybe for that run game to get better, that we need more success passing the ball. I feel like that's kind of been a problem lately, even though you've had Coker come up, you know, and he's been playing pretty good as far as his growth, but you haven't had Coker and you haven't had Coker and any other guy play well at the same time.
Yeah.
And from a receiving standpoint, and that does the pass game can open up the run game, even though you want to use the run game to open up the pass. It's traditionally how you want to do it, but you got to take what they're giving you, right? That's going back to the coaching part.
Well, we feel like today, based on the Bucs defense, maybe we'll see Bryce make some passes, and then maybe we'll see what happens with the run game. But I'm looking for like a big day from Bryce. Like, this is like a playoff game, right? Even though it's regular season,
100%.
But you got to get the win. So now's your time to shine, young man. Like, let's see what you got.
Yeah, the run has been it's been interesting because like you have these two running backs, you have Chuba Hubbard, you have Rico, and we haven't yet figured it out. Like one guy is playing well. It seems like the momentum has shifted away from Rico now to Chuba, and it's like they're trying to figure out which one is the right guy. And I think that is part of the problem too. I think we need to be able to get both of those guys going, or just let one of them go. I don't know. I don't know.
About to say let one of them go.
No, not let one of them go. No, I'm not saying that. I meant let one of them play like the entire game. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's hard, too, even as players, right? Because it's like, well, what are you asking of me this game? Well, which role am I playing? And then that gets you out of your rhythm. And also, it's a mental game just as much as a physical game. So I think it's hard when 1 week you're the guy, the next week you're the not. And, okay, we're professionals and we're adjusting to that. But ultimately, it shows sometimes in the performance.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, let's finish looking at those offensive stats. Nothing else top 10. I usually only like to talk about the top 10 unless one of you guys see something that jumps out for you that you want to talk about. Otherwise, we'll go to the Bucs on their side. And, top 10 on the Bucs.
Yeah, just with the Bucs.
Fumbles,
With the Bucs, they've been dealing with some injuries too. Wirfs is out, I believe. They got some guys on IR for their guards, and Mike Evans had been out. But those guys, listen, we can't take this. The stats. This is we got to throw the stats. We got to throw the stats out the window. This is going to be a tough game across the board. I think the Bucs are going to come ready because it's their playoffs too, right?
Yeah.
It's win or go home pretty much for them too. Like we are literally in the same position. So I think we're going to get their best shot no matter what, and we got to be prepared for it.
And you can't count Baker out either. He feeds off of any type of you did me wrong or what kind of energy can I tap into. So being back in Carolina, he wants to show out. So
I agree. And Baker is what this is going to sound really crazy, but the personality type that Baker has is what I wish Bryce had. Like, you have to have that chip. He doesn't show it. Like,
we got to play better,
it's like we need. I would love for Bryce to come out and just like have a chip and show that emotion because I think it's contagious, right? I don't think and I hate to do that because we're so used to having Cam around. Cam is so outspoken, and I don't want to put that expectation on him. But it's like, come on, Bryce. I think the team would feed off of your energy, and if you're out there rah-rah, and like I think we need to see it as a fan base. I think we need to see it. The team needs to see it, and I just wish he had a little bit more emotion.
And Baker's so good at it. I think sometimes he can take like the smallest little thing, and that becomes like the big chip. There was a whole conversation with Steve Wilkes, and all that earlier this year, and Steve's like, "What? Like I didn't do." And who knows? We weren't actually behind these walls with those guys, but Baker is really good at just stirring the pot, creating that edge that he needs to tap into some kind of crazy energy on the field, and somehow it's suddenly a revenge game.
It works. I mean, he's juiced up, he's amped up, and I'm sure he's gonna be yapping and talking trash.
Oh yeah.
Listen, Baker. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough game, man. It's gonna be tough.
You got Hassan Reddick too. Played a season in Carolina, and a couple folks maybe want to prove something about a team that maybe let them go or didn't keep them around for the long haul.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys, because we talked about me and Rashad feel like this is a good game for the Panthers. They'll play a good game today. For either one of you guys, thoughts on? I thought I just had was that maybe this Bucs team, if they get behind early, they're just going to collapse. Like, because they've been collapsing recently, right? They last-second loss to the Falcons, and then the other games they've been losing. And it's like, to me, I feel a little bit like they just feel like, you know what, everything's crumbled. Our season's over. We sucked. The train wreck has happened. Do you guys – I know they're an NFL team. They're pros. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's hard for the Bucs in the sense of, on paper, it looked like, okay, we're putting these pieces together. We've got Baker. We've invested in him. Like, I think I – am surprised at the season they've had. A lot of that due to injuries as well, and some stuff like that happening. I think it's easy for a team to collapse. I don't know. There's so much on the line. It's like I feel like you can't say that they'll collapse because, like we've said in the last few minutes, like both teams kind of in control of their own destiny in the same situation. So you certainly, no matter who you are, I mean, we're pulling for the Panthers, of course, but I feel like in this game, if you're down 20, you can't collapse because you got to fight to the very end to try and get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and
week 16, real quick. Yeah. Week 16, you've been losing, right? You start off strong, but starting against the Patriots, lose. Loss against the Patriots, loss against the Bills, loss against the Rams, beat the Cardinals, loss against the Saints, loss against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit. Again,
maybe you're down and out
Baker's
right now.
your X factor that's not going to just let it happen. But
yeah,
he has 10 other guys out there that needs to play with him.
And your scenario talking about them being 20 down, I would love to see that. I would love to see us actually apply foot to throat because we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to put teams away because we could have put the Saints away last week if we would have applied foot to throat. But we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to close teams out. So I don't anticipate them.
Go Panthers, baby!
I'm just going to stay this way. I don't know.
I was not prepared for that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
it's great. Let's go Panthers.
Yeah,
Why not? We'll
Panthers.
take that energy. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I actually have people come back. Actually, you got a little room to your left that you can scoot for us a little bit. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, it's always interesting now here with everything that's going on with live TV. We need.
You have the right idea. You got the shades on.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make eye contact. You can keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know. So it's okay. It's okay. We're here. Everything's good.
So even though Rashad wants to throw out the stats, defensively,
we got to talk stats. Come
the
on.
Carolina Panthers are 17th overall. The defense for the Bucs are currently sitting at 25th. And then we have a lot of interceptions. Shouts out to J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson.
Except for last week. But go ahead.
Except for last week. And, 12th in the red zone percentage, so that's also a good thing to stop the Bucs from scoring and maybe kicking some field goals. Flip over to the other side. Again, the Bucs defense are currently 25th. Top 10 rushing defense, so that could present some issues possibly. But they're also 7th in interceptions and turnovers. So any comments you guys want to have on that? If not, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, get to the red zone, boys. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, and then this one, we always kind of fly through this one, but since I have stats, I just want to share with you guys. Special teams, punting average, Carolina is 15th, so we're not bad at punting the ball. And then on penalties, we're a team that is not penalized much.
Except for last week.
Hey, I was going to get there. And then the Tampa Bay Bucs are the same boat. So we kind of seem even in a few places. But, yeah, except for last week when we were penalized quite a bit against the New Orleans Saints. That did not help things at all as well. What do you want to say?
I think we were owed a little bit of favor this week. The refs did not do us any favors last week. Completely took over the game. It turned into a ref situation, and too much talk about the refs and not enough talk about the football.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that I hate to see that. I hate to see that. But hopefully, the refs will swallow the whistles this week.
Hey, this is just random.
I like that. I haven't heard that before.
Swallow the whistle.
Swallow the whistle.
Don't blow it. Hey, Bryce doesn't have Baker's arm. This is what Leopold 3024 says, right, about Bryce's arm. So this is a random comment, right, but it makes me think of this. What do you guys think about Bryce's arm in terms of arm strength and being able to throw the deep ball? Because here's something that happened last week. I think it was last week, right? There was a chance to throw a deep ball at the end of the half, was it? I feel like I'm having a brain fart here, but I feel like in a game recently, there was a chance to go for a Hail Mary type of thing, and we threw – yeah, this was the Saints, right? We threw the ball to the right-hand side, and Bryce was the backup.
The last play of the game, right? I would have at least – I mean, whether it works or not, it would have been better at least for – I was moving last weekend, and I put on the game to see the last second play that I think might be what you're talking about, and – we have some chaos behind us, maybe,
weird,
huh?
Man.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was just like a little dump pass to the right, and I was like, we can't win with that play, so at least just chuck it to the end zone and see if we can get the Hail Mary. And I don't know. I just put the phone down and walked away.
Yeah, and that's where Canales, you start questioning does he know what he's actually doing here?
So you think Bryce has an arm?
I think yes. I know Bryce has an arm
to throw a Hail Mary.
Did you watch Bryce in Alabama? Did anybody watch Bryce in Alabama?
I did not. I continue to be honest.
Bryce has an arm. I don't know why we don't push the football down the field consistently. He has the arm to do it. We've seen it. We've seen it when Thielen was here. We've seen it. He thrown a couple of deep balls to T-Mac, to Coke. He can throw the football. I don't know why we just don't. He can do it.
Can he throw a 50 or can he throw a 70?
He can. I don't know about 70.
Max?
I don't know about 70, but 50 for sure. Bryce can chuck the football 50 yards. If he can't throw the football 50 yards, it shouldn't be in the NFL. Like, what are we talking about? He can throw the football.
Can he put some air under it for a Hail Mary 50-yard
He can.
toss?
Yes, he can.
I feel like Chris is a little bit of a hater on this topic right now.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He's coming at you.
I know. What's up with that?
I haven't seen it. Like, I feel like he can throw a deep ball.
Go watch his Alabama tape.
But he's been a pro for how many years now?
Just because he hasn't done it doesn't mean he can't do it. He hasn't been asked to do it. That's different. That's different.
That pass to T-Mac was what? Last week in New Orleans.
That he should have caught?
That he should have caught. It was a little
because
late.
if he catches that football, you know what that shows up on your little chart that you put up every week, right? and then you're like, oh, that was a 30+ yard pass that he threw, and then everybody's, oh, he can throw the football deep.
Yep.
I feel like Bryce can throw the ball deep, but it's just like average. Like, things have to be right and perfect. I don't know, like his foot, his mechanics, no wind blowing we have right now.
You know it.
And then he can do it. Otherwise, what I really don't like about Bryce's deep ball throwing and his arm strength is that it just seems like his deep passes are really, really inconsistent. And I just remember when I was watching him on the hill down in Spartanburg, that I'm like, dang, all this guy's deep passes are like short. He can throw it deep, but it's like short. And to me, that's like strength or lack of strength that you do that you can't throw like what they call on a rope. He can't throw it on a rope. He can kind of like, okay, here we go. I can throw it 50, but he can't, I'm scrambling up, and throw it 50. And I definitely remember, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here, DJ Chark, I believe. Mm-hmm. Is that right, DJ?
DJ Chark, yep.
Chark would always, when he was catching, he was like a master catching, bending over backwards like this. I remember talking to him about like his style of catching the ball like that. But go ahead, we're about the time for
I was just gonna say that you know what you also need to throw the football deep. You need protection.
Yes.
You have to have time to throw the football deep. So there are many factors and many things, and receivers have to get open. There's many things at play when you talk about throwing the football deep. I don't know why Canales is not calling the deep plays up, the deep shots, but I know that Bryce Young is capable. I watched his Alabama tape where he extended plays, chucked the football 50-yard deep to Jamison Williams. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've watched it. We go back to his Alabama film. He can throw the football deep. That's no question.
Hey, we are at 369 watching, over 110 likes. We're going to go and give final thoughts on this game here as the Carolina Panthers prepare to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 7-7, playoff is on the line. I'll go first, and you guys can say whatever you want to say because I don't have much to say other than I feel like for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's a delayed birthday present to me, right?
Okay.
That we're going to start. That we're going to see a complete game from start to finish for the Carolina Panthers, something that we haven't seen all season, whether, they play a good first half or a good second half, or maybe the defense plays lights out and the offense just kind of needs to hold on. I feel like in all three phases, and I'll even throw in special teams, that they'll play a solid game. I'm not saying they're going to blow out Tampa Bay, but I feel like it's going to be a good statement game for the Carolina Panthers, for them to get some momentum, maybe have a chance to beat the Seahawks, but good coaching game as well. So those are my thoughts for the game.
I mean, big game, win or go home. I mean, you got to show up, coaching, offense, defense. We're going to need a complete game. The Bucs, even though they've been not playing well, they're still a good team, and I believe they can play with anybody too. So we got to show up, and it's a must-win.
Must win. I don't know that it's going to be a perfect game, but I wish that for you for your belated birthday present.
Thank you.
I just feel like it's so hard to walk in there confidently and say, okay, everything's clicking from the start of the game to the final whistle, like all those things. So, but I do think it's going to be competitive. I look for a good game from both teams. I think both teams are going to fight and claw and scratch and try and win this one, because no matter what your record is or what you've been through recently, playoffs are on the line. A division title's on the line. So if you are playing this game for the right reasons and have love of the game, you're going to go out there as a player and try and win. So I expect a really good battle today. I just hope the Panthers come out on top. So.
All right, bonus thought. Anything? What do we see from Baker today? Just who knows if it's going to to be good or bad, but you're going to see that Baker mentality.
Oh, for sure.
Fair.
Yeah. Every week, if nothing else.
He's going to be chirping. He'll be talking. So be ready for it.
Hey, for Ashley Stroline, Rashad, of one half of Panther Nation podcast, I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you post-game. So during the game, we'll be inside. Ashley will be manning Twitter, giving you guys all the latest updates, injuries, reports, and all that good jazz. And then immediately following the game, I shouldn't say immediately, about 20 to 30 minutes after the game, we'll go live from the field without this guy, unfortunately, but we'll be giving you post-game recap, coaches, press conferences, stats, no photos because our guy Patrick is supporting his family today. You, post-game, what should I
don't know, man. It depends how the game goes. I'm an emotional fan, so if we do win, you can certainly expect a live from me. If we lose, probably not.
All right, thank you guys for watching.